Hello, 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 hello. Oh my god, I think we have to do the introduction again. Cause,
Okay.
hold on, let me advanced properties, desktop, blah blah blah. Um, I will have to turn my monitor off so I can hear my thoughts. Okay. Again, one more time. Thank you. Good evening. It is I, your hottie with the horns, your internet mom without a firstborn. I'm your moon eating, fortune telling dragon from the West Philippine Sea. My name is Phoebe, and with me is.
Hi, I
Ta-da!
am Moshi Maralvina. Hello, Moshi Moshi.
Mush
I am your
mushy!
Visayan Leopard Cat Cafe owner.
Yay! And tonight we are going to read her birth chart. What did the stars look like, and what do they say about our very, very cute Cyan leopard cat? Yay!
Yeah.
So before we start with the actual reading of your birth chart, let me put your birth chart here.
mm.
Like, oops, yay. Here we go. It's covering me. Hold on. Let me make that
Ooh.
smaller. There we go. This is her Rasi, her birth chart, the main one, because in um, Jyotish or Vedic astrology, there are so many divisional charts, but this is the main one. This is basically what the stars looked like in the skies the moment that you were born. What do you already
Oh.
know about astrology? So, what's your own understanding of it?
I'm not that familiar with like the birth charts because the most
Mm.
common ones are the horoscopes and all.
Ah, yeah, yeah. So the
Yes.
horoscopes is usually based on our sun sign, which is just one part of our birth chart. So for you, if we're looking at the horoscope, let me just make this one bigger. Okay. Your sun sign is Aquarius, the one circle with a dot over there on the top right,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
northeast of our little chart here. So that is the horoscope that you are familiar with. But astrology is
Mm-hmm.
much bigger than sun signs. So right now, a lot of people are familiar with the big three. So they say, do you know what is that?
No, no.
The sun sign, your ascendant, and your moon. So that's like the most common
Ah, yeah, yeah,
ones.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that is for Western astrology. We mostly focus on the sun signs because that's what we are familiar with. But in Vedic
Mm-hmm.
astrology, which originated in India, they are more particular about like the ascendant or the sign that is in the sky, rising in the east, the moment that you were born. So that's like more important to them.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, do you know your ascendant?
I forgot.
Okay, so if we look at your chart, oh wait, she disappeared one more time. If we look at, oh, there we go. If we look at your chart over here, that would be on the left side. You see that horizontal line. You can think of that as the horizon, and then the first one
Uh-huh.
there is Gemini. So that yellow
Okay.
sign there, that means your ascendant is Gemini, although your sun sign is an Aquarius. A lot of us identify with our sun sign most of the time. But again, in Jyotish, uh, although the sun sign is also important, all of the planets are, um, the ascendant is like basically a map of who you are of your personality, something like that. Now let's just
Mhm.
do a little like introduction of how Vedic astrology works. So again, Vedic astrology or Jyotish, it's an ancient system of astrology that started in India over 5,000 years ago. If you would compare it to, let's say, Western astrology, that's 2,000 years old. So it's a lot older.
Ooh.
So what what do you think is the aim of astrology? Like what does it do in your understanding?
I think it does not aim to actually predict
Mm-hmm.
things, but like it's like a guide
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
based on our personalities and all.
Okay, okay. So for the more popular part of astrology that you would see on TikTok, on YouTube, and many other platforms, it's more of a guide on the personality. You're correct, but you can actually predict things on Indian astrology, like the timing of it. So we will get to
Ooh.
that later. We will talk
Ah,
about the predictions for Moshi Vienna. Yee! So yeah, but it also aims to understand the influence of the planets, the stars on our lives, so it can help us, guide us to personal decisions, relationships, maybe career path, etc. So it's a
mhm,
spiritual
mhm.
tool to understand your life's purpose and the karma that you're working with. Now we already mentioned briefly about the Western astrology. So that's called tropical zodiacs, the ones that we are used to. The Indian one is the
Uh-huh.
sidereal one. So the sidereal zodiac, it's more aligned with the actual look of the skies right now. Because like earlier we said that 2,000 years old, I mean 2,000 years ago, they started the tropical zodiac and then they based it on the season, so they just calculated it. But as we, as we went through the galaxy, because like our Earth is spinning around the sun, and our entire solar system, it's spinning inside the Milky Way. The Milky Way itself is moving. So, it's not very accurate anymore to say that this is the sign for that. So there would be differences. So, for example, there are people like me in the Western astrology zodiac. I am a Scorpio sun. But in Vedic astrology,
Mhm.
I'm a Libra sun because like that is what's more accurate to what's in the sky. I'm not saying that the Western one is not accurate in the prediction, but like if you want to like be accurate on the actual look of the sky, uh, the Indian astrology or Vedic astrology is more aligned with, if you look in the sky, that's what it looks like. So yeah, there's going to be
Ooh.
differences in sign placements. However, with yours, it's actually still the same. You're still an Aquarius. So that's a good thing
Oh.
because like you're not going to be confused. So aside from
Okay.
so aside from that you might have a different sign on certain planets, there is a focus on karma and dharma in Vedic astrology. So karma, your past actions; dharma, your life purpose. So it's thought that our past actions influence our present, and the chart serves as guide to navigate life with more awareness of what our purpose is, because they have like a concept of past lives and stuff like that, so that is also taken into account when reading your birth chart. We can talk about that as well if you want to.
Okay.
So the birth chart that we are looking into right now, this is again your D1 or your Rasi, the main one. So it's divided into 12 sections, as you can see. But okay. Looking at the 12 sections. Oh my god, she disappeared one more time. There you go. Hello, Vanilla Yelong Crema. We were just yapping about astrology. How are you? Welcome. So, as you can see, we're divided into 12 sections. What do you think those sections mean?
Different signs.
Yes, there are different signs, but aside from the different signs, there's also different houses. So 12 houses, 12 signs,
Mm-hmm.
and then there are nine planets called grahas in Vedic astrology. That includes the sun, the moon, and then the five visible planets, plus two lunar modes. So it's not the nine planets that we studied in the 90s, because I know that they removed Pluto at some point. So it's a different one.
Mm-hmm.
So sun, moon, five visible planets, and you have the lunar nodes, north node and south node, called the Rahu and Ketu, which that's what we are looking at when we are looking at your birth chart. So have you heard of the 12 houses before this?
Yeah, but not really familiar with it.
Okay. So each of the 12 houses in your chart represents specific areas in your life. For example, the first house, it represents yourself, your physical appearance, your identity, blah, blah, blah. And then your
Ooh.
seventh house would represent partnerships, marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to learn about those specific things in your life, you look at those houses, what planets are in there, what sign is that house in. So, for example, if you want to learn about your career, your social standing, blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
you would look at the 10th house, since that is the house of career, public image, and things related to that. They also have, okay, earlier you said that it's not really predictive in the Western, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
in the Vedic system, they have the dasha
Uh-huh.
system. So dasha are planetary periods that is unique to Vedic astrology. So each person, so you and me, we all experience this period in a specific order, with each planet ruling over certain years of your life. And then, since that
Mm-hmm.
planet is ruling over that period of time, it has influence on the things that you might experience. So during this dasha period, it becomes the planet's qualities. Because, for example, Venus, what do you relate with the planet Venus?
Beauty.
Okay, beauty, yes. Love, relationships, maybe
Yes,
creativity,
yes.
comfort, yes. So those would become more prominent and impacting your life events during a dasha period, that is a Venus dasha. So this system can help predict when certain life themes will likely surface and give insight into timing of major events, like, for example, finishing school, finding jobs, getting married,
Uh-huh.
etc. So aside from this one chart that I'm showing you, there are many, many other charts. I'm not going to put them here anymore, because there's so many of them. So this is just the primary chart. It shows your planet placement at the exact time of your birth, and it's like an overview of your life, personality, and potential. And then we will also look at divisional charts. I'll not again. I won't put them here, but we will look at them. These specialized charts called Vargas provide like deeper insights into that specific area. So, for example, if you want to look at when you will get married, what your future spouse would be like, we might want to check the D9. So it's numbered because there's so many, they are numbered. So that's also called the Navamsa. It's known as the marriage chart. It's used to analyze relationships, spiritual growth and overall strength of the planets. But if you want to focus on career, reputation, we said that we have to look at the 10th house. So we can further dig deeper into that by looking at your dashamsha or D10. So that
Mm-hmm.
focuses on your career, reputation, professional achievements. So there are many charts for almost any purpose. So these charts, they're like magnifying glasses, allowing astrologers to examine each area with greater precision. And by layering this main chart that we have here with the Vargas or the divisional charts, Vedic astrologers can make more accurate predictions and recommendations. Oh my god, you keep on disappearing. The disappearing cat. Hello. There you are. You're back. Now, are you ready? Are you ready to look at
Yes.
your chart? Let's go. So, what did we say earlier? Which one is the most important? It's your ascendant, your rising sign. Do you know what your rising sign
Yes.
is?
Is it Aquarius as well?
No, no, no. It's Gemini. Okay. So,
Oh.
in what do you call this? In Vedic astrology, aside from the zodiac, they also like divided the sky into lunar houses, lunar mansions. And then those lunar houses, they divided that into four quarters called padas. So you will have like general qualities of that sign, but like it gets even more specific with which lunar house your your chart shows that this specific placement is in, and it gets even more specific with the padas because like there are quarters, so it's tailored to the person. Like, even if you have the same rising sign, you will have differences with other people, and that might be because you have a different lunar house, a different quarter of that same lunar house. So, in your case, you are a Gemini. Your lunar house is Mrigashira Nakshatra. The quarter is the third quarter. So, that is your ascendant. Now, the ascendant has a lot of influence on the personality, physical appearance, and life path.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to your placement, women with this specific lunar house in their ascendant often have graceful and delicate appearance with expressive eyes and a soft, charming demeanor. Do you think that describes you?
Yes, joke.
Yes. Okay. It also says that they have curiosity in their expressions. So their face may reflect a lively and curious nature with a tendency to appear thoughtful or inquisitive, like batang matanong. Ganun po. Sa itsura pa lang, like just the way that you look, people would know, oh, this child. She looks like she asks so many questions. And the animal that is described to be similar is a deer. So very, very agile, active. Okay, when it comes to the personality traits, it is said that you are intellectually engaging. So intelligent, loves to explore new ideas, and often excelling in conversations that involve creativity and intellectual depth. So it says here that your mind is sharp and you enjoy learning and sharing knowledge, making you a great conversationalist. She is a yapper. And since I've already like mapped out
Yep.
her whole chart, like this is not the only placement that says that. Like almost every other planet, almost every other chart. Oh, she's a yapper, she's a yapper, she's a yapper. That's what it keeps on saying. So It says here that you are social and friendly because of Gemini's influence. So you're sociable, adaptable, and you're able to connect with people from diverse backgrounds. It doesn't matter who they are. If meet them, you can talk to them. And it is likely that you will have a good circle of friends that admire you for your ability to relate to other people. So, aside from being a yapper, it repeats that you are inquisitive and kind of restless. So you have this strong desire to explore and understand the world around you, whether through education, travel, or maybe spiritual pursuits. So yes, she is a yapper, and also she is Dora the Explorer. She likes to travel. So the drawback for this is that the restlessness might make you struggle with committing to one path for long periods of time. So you might want to do something else since you're getting restless. You want to explore and try new things. So there's that. The behavior and temperament. So it says here, based on your ascendant, that you are gentle yet determined. So I think that describes you well, gentle and determined. So people with this ascendant are kind hearted, approachable, but can also be surprisingly strong willed when pursuing their interests. Since it is ruled by the moon and influenced by Gemini, there is you're very idealistic when it comes
Mhm.
to romance. So you're dreamy and romantic, but at the same time, you try to balance it with practicality. Um, since you're a Gemini ascendant, that means that you're an independent thinker. So while you do value relationships, you guard your independence and value your ability to make your own decisions. Now let's go to your strengths based on your ascendants. Excellent communicator and negotiator. Again, she is a yapper. You're quick to adapt to a different environment or the challenges that happen in your life. And there's a natural affinity for arts, writing, and professions that require mental agility. Hello, Simala82. We are reading Moshi Vienna's birth chart. So challenges with this what do you call this? This ascendant. We already said that you might be restless because it's hard to
Mhm.
stay grounded after chasing many interests without just picking one. And then you're an overthinker because your mind can lead to over analyzing situations, and then you might stress yourself out unnecessarily, or you can be indecisive. You can't make a choice. You keep on thinking about things.
Mhm.
There's also trust issues. So because you're exploratory and you question nature, you might be hesitant to trust others fully, especially when it comes to committing into a relationship. So it's not easy for you to decide that, okay, we're getting into this relationship, we're going all in. And based on these prescriptions, the recommended, well, not recommended, but like people with this ascendant usually seek a partner who stimulate your mind as much as your heart. So communication and mutual intellectual growth are essential in your relationships, not just romantic, but even friendships. So although you might value an emotional connection, it may take time to fully commit because you also need your independence, like we've said
Mhm.
earlier. And for the family life, people with this ascendant are likely to maintain close ties with their families and balancing their love for their home with their, the natural desire to go out and explore. Career and purpose. Based on the rising sign alone, the most suitable careers for you are in media, writing, education, research, travel, public relations, or consulting, which is funny when I look at it like that because I think you've hit all of those at one point. Like, the only one that you haven't tried, I think, is travel. Should we make a travel consultation agency?
We can.
So it also says here that artistic fields are also attractive for you, especially those that require innovation and adaptability. Yay! So that is just based on her ascendant. There are so many more.
Ooh.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh
How many
no.
pages nga ba?
There's a lot of pages, but I'm not going to read all of them. I think there are 29, 30. But we're not going to read all of it. We're just going to breeze through some of them. But like, we're going to focus on your main birth chart. So
Okay.
earlier you said that the sun sign that, because that's one that you are aware of, is
Mhm.
Aquarius, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about your sun sign. What do people say about Aquarius people? Since you're an Aquarius, what do you usually hear about Aquarius?
Ano, may topak daw.
What else aside from my topak? I don't really feel that.
Yun nga eh, but they said with February Aquariuses, like it's a common theme. Or like they have like they have a lot of personalities.
Hmm. I actually like Aquarius people, specifically February Aquarius people. Like a lot of my friends, even my ex, and like the people I stan in K-pop, they're February Aquarius. For some reason, I am drawn to people. Is it because they're weird? Maybe. But okay, so your sun is in Aquarius, but the lunar house is Dhanista. So Dhanista brings like a unique blend of creativity and practicality. So the sun in this position in Aquarius can make a person who is innovative but disciplined. So it's not just my topak. There is also discipline, even if they say that Aquarius people are weird. So, specifically in this lunar house, it makes you more ambitious and resilient and inclined towards music. So that makes you a lot more like inclined to listening to music, or maybe singing if you want to, rhythmic talents if you want to. So doesn't mean that you're gonna be like excelling in it, but like you're, drawn to music. So this position also brings focus on public service. So, working for the masses. So innovative thinking,
Uh-huh.
progressive ideals. Yes, because like Aquarius is a forward thinking sign. She's the most leftist sign of all the 12 signs. However, Saturn's influence can also mean that success comes through perseverance and hard work. So, that means that you're going to be successful later on, but it's not going to be success that's, it just happens. It's very, very
Uh-huh.
intentional. You work hard for it. Now, your sun is aspected by Mars. When we say aspected by Mars, there is an aspect like it's either opposite or like in a specific angle. There's math involved. I will not bother you with that. But if you look here on the chart, you can see that there are lights, right? There are blue lines and red lines.
Uh-huh.
So that is, if you see that in your birth chart that are circled, that is called an aspect. That means that there is a special geometry thingy going on. Now, since your sun is aspected by Mars, uh, you're a person who is able to compromise with other people. Like, you're easier to talk to because you can see the other person's point of view, they will see your point of view, and then you will meet in the middle. However, the bad thing about this aspect is that there is going to be unstable health, mostly caused by mental stress. So if you are
Mm.
stressed, I will suggest that you try to like focus on, chilling out, because that will be very bad for your health. Okay, so now since the sun is also like a very important aspect in the physicality of your chart, it says here that the nakshatra that you're born in, which is the Nista, people born here have like serious eyes, beautiful lips and nose. I can agree. Yes, that is correct. Beautiful eyes, beautiful
That's
nose.
biased.
I agree. Now, what else? It says that you will be like wider, and you will have a round head. I don't know how that translates because I also have a round head, so I think your head is okay. So yeah, this sun sign, aside from those physical qualities, balances ambition, compassion. There's a strong drive for success. With it's not about just succeeding for yourself. You want to succeed because you want to uplift and nurture other people. This placement often leads you towards meaningful roles in life where you will have an impact on your community or your family. So this kitty is a very, very helpful kitty. All right, let's move on to your moon sign. You keep on disappearing here. Yeah. Okay, so your moon sign is. Do you know your moon sign?
No.
Okay, your moon is in Leo, and the specific lunar house in Leo is Purva Falguni, and it's
Mm-hmm.
aspecting Venus, and that's a good thing because if your moon is aspecting Venus, they say that you will be popular, like, you know, socially popular, maybe popular like to other people who don't know you personally as well. So she
Mm-hmm.
is she is a queen card, popular. It makes
Queen
moon,
ka.
yeah. So moon in this position, it creates people who are very creative and chill. So
Mm-hmm.
moon in Leo represents like strong emotional presence. There's a need to be recognized, and it makes you charismatic. I think that is true because like you talk to a lot of people. People like you. So in this lunar house, it's also associated with enjoyment, luxury, and again creative pursuits. So that's another theme in your chart. That there's a lot of points where it says that this is going to be a creative person. It says that you have a strong aesthetic sense and a tendency to seek joy and comfort in relationships. This specific lunar house emphasizes partnerships, and it makes you have this magnetic personality. Like I said, she's very magnetic. She knows a lot of people. She talks to everyone. Now, the specific lunar house that you have, though, is in the fourth quarter. So there's a tendency to be intense about art. You might be interested in making art that is like talking about the darker side of life, and like that brings light to it.
Uh-huh.
And there's this internal urge na you want to be the best when it comes to what you're doing. And that is a good thing, but at the same time it might stress you out because like I want to be the
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
So it also says here that if you wanted to do sports you would actually be very good at it. Have you tried sports before?
No.
Okay, that is one thing that you haven't explored, but it says that you can be good at sports if you want to. So
Uh-huh.
another thing about Moon in Leo and this specific lunar house is that you are over idealistic. You have high expectations, not just on yourself, but also for other people. And so you tend to get disappointed a lot because, people don't live up to those expectations. It also says that you are emotionally sensitive and you get hurt easily if you get criticized, and you don't like conflict even if you're not involved in it. You just don't like conflict.
Yes.
Very peaceful kitty. Thank you for the lurk, Ronat 1706. Hold on, you keep on disappearing here. Let me just, okay, there we go. Now let's look at your Mercury sign. Okay, this is another she's a yapper sign. Oh my god. In the specific lunar house, so your Mercury sign is Capricorn, in the lunar house Shravana. In the first quarter, it says that you're a yapper, a major yapper. Because like Mercury is about the way you communicate, and in this position, it just creates people who who love to talk. Okay, so aside from being a yapper, so Mercury in Capricorn suggests that you are a practical thinker. You can be very disciplined
Mm-hmm.
and focus on your goals. And when you make goals, they have to be
Uh-huh.
tangible. So since it's governed by the
Mm-hmm.
moon in this lunar house, it gives you like a strong memory. So you're a smart kitty. That's what it's saying. You're good at memorizing things. There's a love for learning, and you also, aside from being a good yapper, you're also a good listener. So it balances out. Like we said, great
Think that's
communicator.
true.
Now, this placement is favorable for logical and structured thinking. So it makes you good at managing things, planning, and working within structured environments. So, yeah, you're gonna do great in offices and other jobs that require planning and managing things. Again, this is another batang matanong placement because it makes you very curious. This is the kid that asks why all the time. Like if you answer them, but why? And then if you answer them again, but why? That's the type of person a Mercury in Capricorn Shavana Nakshatra is. You're an independent thinker. Your talents are within language, communication, problem solving. So it just affirms what it is said in your ascendant, that you are going to be very good in fields like teaching, writing, journalism, research, or advisory roles. I think you went through all of those already.
Ah,
But it's also saying that you're going to be inclined towards management positions where you can use your organization skills and your attention to detail, because that's a skill that you have. It will shine there. So, manager kitty, let's go. So there is definitely leadership in your traits, since you're good at
Mhm.
managing, and then you can take initiative because there's an influence of Mars through Aries. um,
Uh-huh.
you're likely to prefer jobs that offer both intellectual stimulation and autonomy. So it has to be something that it makes you think, it makes
Mhm.
you do things, but also at the same time, you don't like it when people micromanage you.
Yeah.
Okay. Your Venus. Okay, Venus, the planet of love, is in Sagittarius, in Purva Ashdaha. No, Ashada, not Ashdaha. That's a different one. I think that is a Genshin boss. So, people with this placement are very charming, very social, creative, expressive. It also makes you adaptable and open minded. Open minded? So, this is the sign of like people who are into like exploring new ideas, new cultures, new hobbies. So, again, it just reiterates what the other planets are saying. Like, your birth chart is very solid on the characteristics that they want to give you. That it's almost very, very, very cohesive. Venus in Sagittarius gives a love for exploration to people. So, not just exploration like physically, but also in philosophy and the arts. It makes you value your relationships, beauty, and emotional comfort. So you might naturally attract love, support, and blessings in relationships. So you attract partners who will really, really love you, and you're going to be lucky in the relationships.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this placement shows that you also have a philosophical approach to love, and you might seek intellectual connections in a relationship, which I think we already went through in another placement of yours. Na you can't be in a relationship with someone who does not have the same, or you're not meeting intellectually, because like
Mhm. Yeah,
you
yeah.
will get very, very bored, or you might not understand them.
Yeah.
So it says here that your spouse, the person you will marry, will be a very strategic person. Now, people with Venus in Sagittarius in this specific lunar house are always devoted to something. Like, you're either devoted to a relationship, you're devoted to your work, an idea, or a project. It's just
Mm.
you're always passionate about something, and you're not going to stop. But at the same time, the
Uh-huh.
issue here is that you are very, very indecisive. And again, it's always saying that you're too idealistic in relationships. So not just
Mhm.
to yourself, to
Uh-huh.
other people, even in a relationship, that would be applicable. That you will have like ideas of how you think the relationship should be. So there might be some disappointment there if the ideal is not what you see in the actual relationship. There's also a lot of
Uh-huh.
confusion between your spiritual and material life, like the things that make your heart and your soul happy, and the things that are more practical, so money, job. There's always that struggle of
Uh-huh.
trying to balance those things. No. Okay, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
just. Okay, so we also have your Mars is in Cancer. This is a debilitating sign, because like Mars, it's about like very, very male
Why?
energy. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars, that kind of thing. Because Mars is the god of war,
Oh my
right?
god.
But
Oh
you're
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a naturally assertive sign, but then your Mars is in Cancer, which is a very feminine sign, very in touch with the feelings.
Uh-huh.
So it's in a sign that it's not comfortable in. So why it's called debilitated.
Mhm.
So what happens here is that the natural, assertive, and action-oriented qualities are softened. So you're not as aggressive. Sometimes this leads to emotional impulsiveness, or when you're angry, you don't express it easily. You can't directly express your anger because Mars and Cancer. You can't really be angry like the way other people
Uh-huh.
are. Now, in this specific lunar house, it
Uh-huh.
brings a mysterious and like intense kind of personality. There may be a tendency for introspection and again emotional sensitivity. I think that's strike two on your uh, chart, that it says that you're emotionally sensitive, a baby, a crybaby. And perhaps there will be
I think
challenges.
we have a raid.
Oh, do we? Do we? Hello. Hello, Mian.
Yes,
Hello.
from
Thank you.
Neon.
Thank you. Oh my God. And the cat is okay. The cat is back. Hi. Hi. Welcome, Raiders. We are currently reading the chart of Mashi Vienna. Love, thank you for the redeem. And hello, Baxgon. Let me just drink water. What are you drinking, baby?
Water.
Mm. Okay, how was your stream, Yan? Yes, this is the Meow Meow birth chart. Let me just make it bigger. There we go. You see? The Gemini ascendant. Do you know what her chart kept on telling me? Oh, she's a yapper. She's a yapper. Every sign. Every sign is telling me, oh, she talks. She talks. We're doing great, Myan. We are reading Moshi's birth chart that tells us that she is a baby and also a yapper. And that, she's actually on the right track. We're checking like the career options that are good for her based on the characteristics that the birth chart was showing. And we've already seen all of her jobs and side hustles in here. Hello, Joshua. Now, we are on what part? Well, your Mars in Cancer. So, before we saw the raid, we were talking about her Mars in Cancer, which is um, making her not expressive of her anger. So, she tends to be more indirect about things. It also makes her. Oh, what's that? Welcome, Leah Holistra. Thank you for following. Welcome to the Magical Tea House. Hello. And we are currently reading the birth chart of Moshi Vienna. Now, where were we? So, in the lunar house that your sign is in. Okay, let me just keep the Discord away. It tells us that you need to manage the aggressive or assertive energy. Again, you tend to express it indirectly. But the good thing
Mhm.
about this is that there are caveats, but there are good things as well. That you draw people in very easily, and you can understand them because you're magnetic and intuitive. And another good thing about this placement is that it makes you analytical, sharp, and you tend to approach tasks or goals with a well thought out plan. It also makes you feel the drive to protect people or help those in need. So it shows both strength and sensitivity, which is both a characteristic of the planet and the placement. So you want to protect those who are unable to protect themselves. But
Ooh.
another negative thing is like with placements like this, there's always like this is good, but also at the same time, so you might experience like a strong push and pull between your want and desire to be independent, but also you need emotional security and connection. Like you want to do your own thing, but at the same time, you don't want to be alone. That's scary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
um, again, there's this feeling of being protective for those people that you care about, but you may also you require reassurance and support from the people that you love, because like if they're not expressive of their appreciation and love for you, you don't feel secure. Like you have to see it, you have to feel it. Even if you already know that they love you, they still have to make you feel it. Okay. It says here that you are private about your personal life and you like to keep certain parts of yourself hidden, and you only show what you want others to see, and they still need to build trust for you to show them other parts of you. And this is crucial for your relationship trust, because you're cautious
Uh-huh.
about letting people in until you feel secure enough to let them close to you. Again, this is like the second or third time that your chart said that you have trust issues.
Yeah, yeah.
So would you like to explain about the trust issues, because like your chart is clocking you.
I don't know where it started, but I think it's evident way more like before, like around 5 or 10 years ago.
That's a long
Like,
time.
yeah, yeah, like I'd run away from commitments. Like, even just after first dates, I'd be going ghost.
She's a ghoster, my friends.
Pagtularan.
Okay, now one thing that you need to avoid is holding on to grudges or past hurts. That's what this placement is saying, because there's a tendency to, when something has hurt you, you keep it and then you might not talk about it, but you still hold a grudge about that. And then it also
Yes.
tells you to learn how to set boundaries. Okay, not everyone is entitled to your energy. Not everyone is entitled to your time. You have to set boundaries with people. That's what it's saying. Now, Jupiter in Scorpio. Okay, so it gives depth and insight and an interest in hidden things, mystical subjects like this. So you might be drawn to maybe learning about astrology like this, or tarot cards, or people who do these. So
Yeah.
there's that. So this placement indicates that another thing that you might be interested in is psychology or healing and spirituality. So it's not just like the mystical stuff. It could also be like
Ah,
there's an affinity for spirituality in terms of religion. That might be an avenue for that. So again, this is
mm.
like another layer of what we said earlier, that you have this protective nature. But also, it says that you are very resourceful. Resourceful, Kitty. Now, let's see what else. Your Saturn is in Aquarius. So, Saturn is already what do you call this, an Aquarius type of energy. So now it's in its own sign. That makes it stronger. The same way earlier that we said that, oh,
Ooh.
your Mars is in Cancer, so it weakens the Martian energy. Now Saturn is it's in, it's in its element. It's in Aquarius, so it makes it more prominent, stronger. So, in this specific lunar house, there's an emphasis on healing, introspection, and discipline. So, this placement
Mm-hmm.
supports you to become more resilient, especially in matters of public service or technological fields. It could also be social reform. But the bad thing about this specific placement is that you might experience periods of isolation or introspection, because like you're a very very outward kind of person with this placement. There might be times that, oh, you want to be just alone and think about yourself, think about uh, things that are happening in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a very very good placement, because like, people with this placement, they're ambitious, action oriented. You can stand up for others and then for yourself. You would excel in competitive environments, and you would thrive there. You can go for positions of authority or leadership. Like I said earlier, you can be a very very good manager kitty. Leader kitty. Because you're naturally resilient and confident, very resourceful. So so this is another one of those placements that tell you to manage your expectations on yourself and other people, because high
Uh-huh.
expectations means high disappointment, because it just
Yeah.
amplifies that. So it
Ooh.
says here that you need to let go of control and perfectionism. Those are like the indications. Okay, so the two things that we don't really talk about a lot in Western astrology is the Rahu and Ketu, which is the lunar nodes. Since they're not actual planets, they're points in the sky, they're mathematical calculations. But there's a whole as Indian mythology behind this. I think I already discussed it in a previous stream a year or two ago. But let's not get distracted. Your Rahu is in Libra, uh, in the Swati Nakshatra. So Swati is ruled by Rahu itself, so it emphasizes independence, freedom, adaptability. Again, it just mirrors what has already been said in your other placements. Like I said, your chart is very, very clear about what type of person it's creating. So, Rahu in this position may drive you towards relationships that challenge or transform you, which goes well with your other placements that say that you want relationships that intellectually stimulate you. This takes it further, that, the relationship has to challenge and transform you. So, you might have a constant desire for balance. um, there's also a
Mm.
strong attraction for foreign connections, going abroad or working with people abroad.
Ooh.
So yeah, international kitty. There is a potential in diplomatic abilities. However, it might also bring unconventional or unpredictable elements in some relationships. So you might be in relationships that are like not exactly what people envision other people to have. So the chart is kind of calling you gay. We're not going to talk about that. So, as aside from the chart calling you gay, so it says that you have a strong drive for individuality. Uh, you might rebel against social norms, so you want to have experiences that are unique and true to yourself. You want to be the truest version of you, and you want to discover more about yourself through exploration and learning. So again, those two are always running in the themes of your planets. You want to explore, you want to go places, and you want to learn. Again, this is another yapper placement. We will not repeat all of the things we said earlier. It just says that you're a yapper. We already established that. Um, Again, it also echoes what's been said earlier, that you are a person who leans to the left because you like to challenge norms and you want to have your own path in life. It says that
Mm-hmm.
you are diplomatic but also detached. That's very Aquarius.
Yeah.
That's detached. The challenges. Okay. The challenges in this placement, uh, again, might make you restless mentally. So you overthink, you jump between interests, or there's also a tendency to going from one career to another. So yeah, be clear with what you want in your life, because in this placement you might get tempted to switch in between careers and interests. You may struggle with staying committed to one path or project because you get
Uh-huh.
bored. That's what it's saying. You get bored, you want novelty. Another thing is, I already said this, difficulty with commitments, so commitment issues. It's not just in relationships, but also in professional settings. So you might find it a challenge to commit fully because you value your personal freedom and variety. Again, you get bored. So you need to find this balance between your need for independence and the demand of commitment. The third thing is overindulgence in material or social pleasure. So overeating, over drinking, overdoing things that make you happy. That's what it is. It's not just that, there's also like overconsumption, like buying things, buying a lot of things. This is the magastos placement. Gastadora placement. So you might want, you need to find genuine satisfaction, find things that make you actually happy instead of like seeking temporary pleasure in those things, like, you know, overindulgence in food or drinks or buying things. And then we look at your Ketu, which is like the other end of Rahu. Your Ketu is in Aries in the lunar house of Barani. It's ruled by Venus, so it symbolizes the transformative power of life and death and gives inner strength. So, again, we already said this earlier. You are a very resilient person. So, yeah,
Hmm.
it just gives you more resilience. If if she is a, what do you call this? If she is a video game character, her stats all went to yapping, resilience, yapping and resilience. So again, this placement emphasizes individuality, self-reliance, which I find funny because like it's in Aries, but those qualities are very, very Aquarius in nature. And I know that you have a lot of other Aquarius placements. So this placement pulls you to internal explorations. So you're not just exploring outside. You're also going internally. Um, but again, this intensifies your need for independence, courage, and action. It
Mm-hmm.
it kind of brings a little more assertiveness. So you're inclined to seek your own path. So
Mm-hmm.
again, this keeps on saying that you want to go against social norms or expectations, and oh, you're attracted to partners who challenge you on a deeper level or share your interest in spirituality or self growth. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very clear with these placement what kind of people attract Moshi. So someone who is smart enough to keep up with her. So emotionally, you are aware of your boundaries. That's why you are private and you prefer to keep some things hidden to yourself. So this just
Mm-hmm.
intensifies that. Let's look at the analysis of. Okay, we already talked about. Okay, aspects. I think we already talked about some of the aspects earlier, but like here are like the main ones that like
Ah,
they're applying and most prominent in your life. So your sun is squaring your Pluto. Square is a difficult uh, aspect, meaning it's a challenge. So
challenge.
yes, there's a challenge. So there might be
Okay.
a deep desire for you to control along with challenges of power dynamics. So you might have
Mm-hmm.
issues with people who are in, authority figures in general.
Ooh.
So that might be bosses, teachers, or principals, things like that. So there is some issues there. So it tells us that you need to confront your own shadows and develop the resilience that you already have. But the way that you develop it is through difficult situations. You are resilient the way that you are right now because like you went through these things, these transformative experiences. Now, your moon is in trine. Trine is a good, an easy aspect, meaning it's a good thing. So this makes you more innovative and spontaneous in your emotional life. It gives you strong intuition. So, when you have a hunch, it's usually correct. And yeah, it
Ooh.
adds to what we said earlier that there's this desire for freedom in relationship. And it makes you more open to new experiences and makes you adaptable. So if there are changes in your work and everywhere else, although you like the structure, if there are changes, it's easy for you to adapt. Your moon is also in a good aspect with your Neptune. They're in a trine. So again, this adds another layer to you being highly intuitive and empathetic. So it makes you imaginative, more creativity and compassion for other people. You connect with others well, and there's an openness to emotional and spiritual sensitivity. So you can be very, very
Mm-hmm.
inspiring and healing to other people. Like you just enter the room and they feel like, you know, it's already a good energy, good vibe. Okay, your Jupiter is in square with Saturn. Again, a more difficult placement. Squares can like bring internal tension between your optimism, because you're an optimistic person, and caution.
Mm-hmm.
So it also deals with expansion versus restriction. So it might create challenges in your life in balancing your long-term goals with the things that you want to do right now. So think of it in a way that, oh, I want to do this and that in the future. I want to plan for it, but in the moment, you're struggling because there are things that you want it right now. You want to go to this place, that place. You want to spend your money here, but you know that you have
Uh-huh.
things to do with that money.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you will have to work hard to harmonize your um, idealism and your practical realism through trial and error. So that's why it's a square. It's a difficult side because you'll have to learn through trial and error. Okay, let's see what else. Your Uranus is in a sextile with Pluto, which brings strong potential for transformation and change. So this is often directed towards your more on the personal or societal evolution. You have this ability to adapt and embrace changes, transformations. So yeah, it's just another one of those placements that enhance what's already been said in your planets, that you are very
Mm-hmm.
very good at adapting to change. But this can also indicate resilience, another resilience placement, and it gives you courage to challenge beliefs or structures that you think are outdated. So if you feel like this thing is not working, even if it's the norm, you're not going to follow that. Yay!
Yay.
Now we're going to hold on. Because like we already talked about these, so I'm going to skip over that. I'm going to give you this what do you call this? Document later so that you can read through it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
strengths and weaknesses because she asked for it. So we compiled all the
Yes,
strengths
yes.
and weaknesses. Your strengths: intellectual and communicative abilities, determination and resilience. Like I said, she is a resilient and dapper build. So number three is ability to excel in career. Like you're going to do really, really well in whatever job you take. Kasi your
Uh-huh.
Mercury is well placed, and as well as your what's this? Specifically your Mercury. That's what's helping you.
Uh-huh.
Number four is that you have a magnetic personality and social skills. This is a very, very extroverted build. So next one, you have strong philosophical and spiritual inclinations. You also have a potential for harmonious relationship because your Venus is very well placed. So yay, happy
Ooh.
relationships. Weaknesses, are we ready?
Yay. Sige,
So the
go.
weaknesses we see in your chart is your emotional sensitivity and possible internal struggles. So there's a difficulty. Again, earlier we talked about your difficulty in expressing your anger directly or managing emotional impulses effectively. So there's also like inner tension there, emotional vulnerability. The second one is too high expectations. You expect too much from yourself and from your relationship with other people. So that includes maybe your
Mm-hmm.
friends, your
Yeah,
co-workers, your
yeah.
relationship. So that is one of the things that you need to watch out for because you know it leads to disappointment. Next one is this is so homophobic, but unconventional choices and restlessness in relationship. I don't think this is a bad thing. So you might go for this is according to the chart. It's not me saying this. That you might go for unconventional types of relationships, and then there's also another one is that there are challenges in self confidence and the issue with authority.
Ooh.
Uh, okay. And then the last one is challenges with controlling your emotion and spiritual
Mm-hmm.
surrender. So those are your strengths and weaknesses. So what can you say? Are the allegations true?
Yay. Yes, yes, it's true.
Okay, where are we? So, because I asked her to make questions, let me just look at the questions. So, things that you need to improve on. So, we asked the chart, we looked for the stuff that she could improve in. Hold on, you're disappearing. Oh no. So, number one, the thing that you can improve on is emotional regulation and self expression. So, the tips that the chart can give you is try to practice emotional awareness. So maybe journaling, mindfulness meditation, so that you can recognize and manage your own emotions more. Aside from that, you can
Mm-hmm.
also try to practice communicating more assertively because you have your Mars in Cancer, so direct confrontation, especially if the other party is assertive or angry, it makes you feel uncomfortable. But you have to, I don't, try to assert yourself in those kinds of situations. And then, okay, physical activities. It's telling you to exercise. Yeah, exercise specifically in water, like swimming.
Water?
Yeah,
What?
because
Wild. I don't know how to swim.
yeah, because this what's causing this challenge is your Mars placement, which is it can be balanced by water. So there's that water, the water side. Okay, next point of improvement is balancing your relationships expectations. So the tips that we can give to balance those, well, basically expectations in general, is to cultivate patience and empathy. I think you already have this down. Learn to compromise and detach from control. I think you're doing well in this because I am in the relationship. I should know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, number three is developing self confidence and assertiveness. The confidence building exercises that they recommend is public speaking. So I guess VTubing counts. Taking on
Uh-huh.
leadership roles in small projects and setting and achieving small goals that lead to a sense of accomplishment so that you feel good about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
affirmations and positive reinforcement. Use positive affirmations on yourself to just reinforce your self-worth and focus specifically in qualities like courage and decisiveness and strength. That's a part that I keep on seeing, the decisiveness, because like you keep on going
Yeah.
back and forth in certain things.
Uh-huh.
So decisiveness. And then another tip there is self-reflection. Reflect on your past achievements and positive traits, because there is a lot of room that you create for self-doubt. So you have to remember, oh, I did this, I did that. Keep a journal of your wins. That would be beneficial for you. Yay! As for managing your restlessness and stability in relationships, set clear boundaries and expectations. So, communicate what your boundaries are, what your expectations are. Um, Channel the ambition and the drive that you have into personal projects or hobbies so that you will have this sense of growth and outside the relationship. It's just roundabout telling you to get a hobby so that you would not let yourself be consumed in a relationship. And I think you're doing well in this one. Focus on balance. Okay, so there must be a balance between your personal freedom and the partnership. So one cannot be greater than the other. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
So what
Yay.
else? The other problems earlier are like emotional healing and letting go of control. So practice the art of surrender, especially in situations that you cannot control. Because like you will feel
Mm-hmm.
helpless if you keep on thinking about things that you can't do anything about. So
True,
mindfulness,
true.
meditation, trust building exercises. Yeah, and then practice forgiveness. That's another tip. Counseling or therapy. I wish we can afford that. I am free
Yeah,
counseling.
true.
This is counseling and therapy. It counts. Okay. Another area of improvement is in aligning your career with your passions and creativity. So the tips that were given were set long-term goals, but you
Mhm,
have to have room for creativity. So uh, you have to find the balance between the structure of your work and your creative side, because you need both of those. Explore independent
mhm.
ventures. So aside from the structured work, try to do other things that you can channel your energy into, that you actually like. So like this, VTubing, or maybe writing, things that make you
Mhm.
happy. Also, freelance work. Yay. And then seek mentorship.
Yay.
So it suggests that you find mentors in your career field that would give you like
Mhm.
a sense of direction and balance, because like it gets chaotic sometimes. Yay! So those
Ooh.
are the points of improvement and how the tips on how to improve those. So another question that you gave me is career path. I think we already talked about it in the
Yeah, yeah,
placement,
yeah, we
but
did.
just as
Wala bang ano, wala bang like something else?
okay, so the career paths that are recommended: education, counseling, or teaching; creative and
Uh-huh.
communicative roles, so publishing and
Uh-huh.
media. The third
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that
yeah.
you are not in yet is psychology, because psychology is grouped
Mhm.
with research and investigative fields, because like you're very inquisitive and you want to learn a lot, so that's a thing that you might uh, excel in: psychology or investigative fields. And then humanitarian work or spiritual, but like that's funny because you already came from kind of a
Yeah, yeah,
spiritual background.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, financial stability. Okay, so there are indications of uh finance. Wait, what message?
That's me.
It's you. Okay, so there are strong indications of wealth through partnerships, speculative
Okay.
ventures, public facing
Okay.
roles. So um jobs or businesses where you have to talk to people.
Ooh.
But that is what makes you financially stable. But like to become rich, it's going to be through investments, partnerships, business ventures, and then public roles. Yes. For the timing, actually, you're in a good financial timing right now, from April 2024 to 2025. That's actually a good, uh, a favorable dasha for supporting financial stability. Um, so here's a brief
Oh, but
summary of your wealth building for the next 30 years. For the next 30 years, wow. So from ages 27 to 47, so that long span of time, your wealth accumulation would be through partnerships, investments, and business ventures. So if you're
mhm.
not yet in a certain business right now, eventually you will have to venture into having your own business instead of like working for a company. This period is highly favorable for
Ooh.
financial growth. Um, there's a lot of opportunity now that in your late 20s until your early 30s. So there's going to be like a spike of like financial stability, and then after your early 30s
Ah,
it's going to be like a
ah,
steady growth. Like it's not going to be as intense like stark difference, but the growth would be steady after that. So when you
Uh-huh.
turn 47 up to your 53, this is more about financial stability and prestige. So your finances, your wealth is likely to come from more established ventures, and you're going to take on an advisory role. And then 53 for 10 years up to 63, creative and like a fluctuating wealth period. So there will be gains through networking, creative endeavors, advisory positions again. So although your finances at this age is already fluctuating, you don't have to worry
Uh-huh.
because you will rely on
Yeah.
assets that you've already established during that time. And then beyond 63 until you're 70, it's more on preserving the wealth through tangible assets like, house, land, stuff like that. So this period will be centered on managing and
Uh-huh.
consolidating your already accumulated wealth. Yay! So that will be like, your wealth building summary for the next 30 years. So let's see what kind of business our Visayan Leopard God will have in the future. Now, as for how, okay, we already have I also set up like a plan based on your dashas how to get there. So basically it's telling you to set up savings. So it can be like any percentage of your income, maybe 10 or 15, so that you have a financial cushion. This is very essential, especially we said that you will have to explore business options. Make sure that you're trying to save so that
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
explore those business options. It's telling you to track your budget, track your expenses. So establish a budget cut down on non-essential spending, because the other things that you're spending on, that's what uh your what do you call this, what your chart has been telling us, that there's a gastadora streak in your stars. So we will have to work against that gastadora streak. It's also telling me that you need to invest in
Lang
financial
ganon.
knowledge. So invest in
Mhm.
financial knowledge. Learn about savings, investments, financial management. So yeah. And then after you've already built some financial discipline within yourself and bank savings, that's the time that you explore income enhancing skills. So focus on skill development, like digital skills like marketing and social media strategy, creative skills, which is content creation and graphic design. I think you already have this down, but like after you focus on your
Yeah, yeah.
finances, that's a good time to brush up on these skills. Also, negotiation and networking. So these are valuable for
Mm.
enhancing your current state and preparing you for entrepreneurial ventures. Another thing that your chart is saying is that you need to seek another income or additional income source, because your Rahu is in the fifth house. You can explore. Oh
Mhm.
wait, you disappeared.
Wait lang, ayusin ko lang namatay yung model ko.
It's okay. So while you're fixing that, you can explore side projects that leverage digital platforms such as freelancing in a field that you are skilled in. So for you, digital marketing, content creation, or even consulting, I think you already do consulting. Eh. So
Yeah,
this will
yeah.
build your income and income stream, and then your savings. So for business ideas that are aligned with your chart, so businesses that are good for you, creative ventures. So if you're going to make a business, Number one is creative ventures. So content creation, graphic design, branding services. You already have these.
Yeah, yeah.
So in content creation, it's telling me that the content that will work on you would be topics that you are passionate about, particularly if they involve aesthetics. So fashion and maybe style, anything that involves aesthetics, lifestyle, or education. So those are the uh, niches that you might want to explore. Um, Again, graphic design and branding services, you already do this. Consulting or
Yeah.
service-based businesses. Um, yeah, consulting specifically in technology-related fields or digital marketing
Mm-hmm.
will be fruitful, especially for small businesses or startups. So you want to focus on clients that are small businesses and startups. That's what your chart is showing.
Ooh.
Also, once you get this rolling, you can go into personal finance or career coaching. So when you build your foundations and gain experience, you can, offer advisory service to other people who are financially planning or, for career development. So also we talked about investment related ventures because your Rahu in the fifth house can also yield you gains through investments or businesses that involve trading. Um, E-commerce and drop shipping. That's one that is recommended. So
Uh-huh,
online
uh-huh.
sales, ideally products that are already in high demand. So you can start small to test the waters that would allow for flexibility without, large upfront investment. So just try it
Uh-huh.
for, maybe one or two items before committing.
Mm-hmm.
Stock market, that's one thing that it's
Ooh.
saying that uh, you might want to explore. And then partnerships. So you
Mm-hmm.
you have your seventh house in Venus that indicates partnerships can be financially beneficial. So you might consider partnering with a friend or a trusted acquaintance who has complementary skills with you. So the things that you don't know how to do or can't do, this friend or whoever must be complementary with that so that you have this synergy. This can be valuable, especially if the partner brings in like business acumen, someone who is good in business or technical expertise, because like you already have the power of being a yapper and the
Creative. Yeah,
creativity. So
yeah, yeah.
that's already taken care of. So the other parts, if you're going to go into a business with someone, they have to complement you. Um, you can also look into investment clubs. I don't know what this is about, but like participating in
Same.
investment clubs could offer like shared opportunities. Ah, okay. So these are those. It's also like stock market, but like it's a
Uh-huh.
joint thing. Because like when you buy stocks on
Uh-huh.
your own, you're buying for yourself. But there are people who like buy stocks and then you pay them, so
Uh-huh.
you collectively own the stock. It's kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's basically
Okay.
stock market but for a group. Okay, let's
Ooh.
look at your timing. We already talked about that earlier. Long-term investment plan. It's telling me that you need to focus on tangible assets like we talked about earlier. So,
Mm-hmm.
property, gold, fixed assets. So, things that are physically there and in the long term, they raise in value.
Ooh.
Also,
Okay.
in the long term, you would want to diversify your portfolio. So, as you grow in wealth, you should go into safer investments like index funds, mutual
Mm-hmm.
funds, real estate. This would align with
Ooh.
your dasha in your late 30s. So, summary: savings, skill enhancement, side ventures, explore partnership, and long term stability. So, that is our financial
Forecast.
years forecast for Moshi Vienna. Okay, career growth or job change soon. Let's see. Okay, so your current work in marketing aligns really well with your Venus placement and many other placements because it favors creativity, aesthetics, communication related. Also, your teaching role, it aligns with your Jupiter influence. So when it comes to career growth and potential, um, your Jupiter influence on your D10, it's a different chart, but it's talking about career.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that there is a potential rise in corporate or educational or organized educational setting. So a promotion or like being a leader. So yeah, you might be in a position of like authority. There is like a promotion there somewhere. What else?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to where are we? Let's see. So your career growth, from what I see, it will come from taking on varied projects or handling multiple streams, like what you're doing now. So you're on the right
Yeah,
track.
yeah.
That you're not focusing on just one thing. So a potential
Uh-huh,
for
uh-huh.
career change. You have a Sagittarius Mars conjunct with Mercury. So there is a strong drive for independent work or starting your own business. So instead of actually a change in the field, there might be a change in like you want to work independently. You're still going to be in the same field, but you might want to take on other things that you get to do your own thing. So like your consulting, freelancing, or the entrepreneurial stuff, so where you can have more autonomy, because that's one thing that you really need. You need to be able to do what you think you want to do in your job, because like you already like the things that you're doing, but you need to do
Yeah,
it your
yeah.
own way.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's see what else. So recommendation for your career growth: stay in content marketing for the short term. Because right now you're in your strong Venus and Mercury placement. It's beneficial for you to gain expertise in content marketing, digital media, strategic communication. So you have to build your portfolio and enhance your credibility, especially if you plan to shift to freelance or consulting. Um, Also, you need to develop entrepreneurial skills. So your Rahu influence indicates that you may thrive in a digital entrepreneurship. So it's not going to be like an actual store or like an
Yeah.
establishment. It's mostly digital, online, like that.
Uh-huh.
So learn skills that are related, such as digital advertising, SEO, social media growth strategies, because these will be valuable if you decide to launch your own digital marketing consultancy. So that's something that your chart is telling me that you might want to have, like, your own agency, something like that. So consider specialized teaching roles. That's for the teaching part.
Mm-hmm.
So over time, you might want to think about developing your expertise in a more specific area. So for example, you might want to teach specifically digital marketing or communication. This can make you a valuable speaker or consultant in your field. So if they're looking for a speaker in this specific topic, they would think of you, because like, the more specific the easier it is for you to rise to the top of that lane. Now, for the timing, let's see. Huh. For the timing, so again, we talked about the Saturn transit in from 2024 this year to 2025. It could stabilize and solidify your career direction. There's going to be a lot of progress, commitment, and structure in your professional life. And yeah, this is for the long term stability. So for the next 2 years, just build your skills, network in your current field, try to meet as many people as you can while exploring entrepreneurial options on the side, like, the freelancing and
Mm-hmm.
then the online content. Midterm, 3 to 5 years, prepare for a possible career shift or transition into,
Midterm?
yeah, midterm, 3 to 5 years.
What? Oh, okay.
So there's a possible career shift into freelance work or consulting. You might leave the more structured company in like maybe 5 years. So there's that. And then for the long term, from 5 to 10 years, consider developing your own brand or consultancy focused on uh, specialized content marketing, digital strategy, and incorporate the educational material in your field. So maybe you can have like courses on these things that you are good at doing. Yay!
Okay.
Where is that?
Yay.
Okay, so that is like your professional life, but I also, in my own account, look for indicators for your VTubing success. Yay!
Yay.
So, from 2024 to 2026, it's highly favorable to start as a VTuber for your specific Venus Rahu period, which is great because you just debuted last month. So you're right on time.
Yeah, yeah.
So for the next 2 years up to 2026, it's a great start to amplify your reach, potentially giving you like more followers in a short period, especially if you leverage
Mm-hmm.
in the platforms that are popular with VTuber audiences like YouTube, Twitch, and then social media channels that are out there. But like
Mm-hmm.
more specific from 2024 to 2025, we have a Saturn transit. It's which tells us that it's crucial for consistent content creation
Ah,
that will help you
yeah.
build a stable base and a long-term success. So how does this translate in the longer time? So from 2024 to 2025, you need to be very, very consistent in your content creation, and then that will carry you up to 2026 in your growth as a VTuber. Okay. Now, uh, so recommendations. Since we already have your unique persona going on, um, but what I want to touch on in this first part is about establishing your unique persona. It suggests that you focus a bit on philosophical adventures or humorous theme. So being funny is helpful for you. So yeah. So leverage technology and digital skills. Um, you can explore AR or VR from what I'm seeing in the timing 2024 2025. The VR types of VTubers are going to pop off. So there's that. Engagement strategies. Um, be very interactive with your chat. Q&A videos can be a thing that you might want to look into. Just it's more on building rapport with your viewers.
Unity.
So
Yeah,
interact
yeah.
through comments, posts, collaborations with other creators. So you might want to look into doing collabs just like this. um, and then again, content consistency and quality. We already said this before. Set a schedule and stick to your schedule, and try to make sure that you have a high quality production as much as you can. This would contribute to your long term growth. And since it's a Saturn period, it favors gradual growth. So it's not going to be like a sharp increase
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a slow build, but there's a stability to it. So there is a trend going towards quality and consistency instead of chasing viral trends, which would help you build like a more lasting reputation. But it tells you to research your market, and it's not bad to adapt to trends. Well, let's just not chase it. So keep an
Mm-hmm.
eye on popular content. So identify gaps in those popular contents and tailor your content to offer something that you think is unique. That these things are popular, but there's this one thing missing. Be that one thing missing. So yeah, within the next 2 years, there's going to be an increase in your followers, your engagement. After that, in maybe 3 to 5 years, you will already have like a steady and loyal viewership. Yay! I also asked for personalized content ideas for your.
Okay.
Okay, so the content ideas that are like good for your chart according to the
Uh-huh.
placements are philosophical and storytelling content. So exploring ancient myths, talking about
Ooh.
ideas like philosophy or life lessons that you have learned. So
Yeah,
educational
yeah.
things. And then creative and artistic content. So maybe you can talk about how to create your own VTuber avatar or virtual art shows. If you're not the one doing art, you can like showcase the art of other people. Uh, it doesn't have to be like visual art or physical art that you create. You can also talk about your favorite designs, inspirations, blah blah blah. Anything that is
Mm-hmm.
related to art. Um, of course, gaming will always be a thing, but when it comes to gaming, your chart suggests that you involve your audience as much as you can in your gaming. So maybe host let's play together types of streams, or you let your audience choose what you would play next, stuff like that. Another one is educational content, so tutorial stuff like maybe marketing tips and tricks, uh,
Uh-huh.
content creation tutorial, basics of the things that you already know. What else? Also, one thing that is not already like things that you do, emotionally engaging and relatable content. So talk about mental health, heart to heart talks, ask me anything types of questions.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
that would be something that is suited for you. Yay!
Yeah. Actually wanted that. Like I've listed that one, but I thought it would be like too serious.
Hmm, maybe if it's for Twitch, and that is a
Yeah,
little too
yeah.
serious. But like if you go to
Yeah.
TikTok, that is something that they're okay with. They would dump all their business down there.
Oh my god.
Okay, your next question was lifestyle changes that you should do. Okay, let's
Yes.
see. So for health, the observations that we see in your uh, chart was like basically sensitivity to nervous or mental stress, so anxiety or issues related to confidence, self identity. Um, Also, your sixth house, which is what we look for diseases. It's in Scorpio, so ruled by Mars. And then your Mars is debilitated, so that may indicate there's a vulnerability to issues involving blood, inflammation, fevers, or digestive problems, since Cancer governs the stomach and then Mars rules red blood cells and energy flow. So there might be potential issues with immunity or chronic inflammatory responses. So those are things
Mhm.
that you might want to get checked later on. Um, Another placement that I see that needs attention would be Ketu in your seventh house, which sometimes reflect insecurities or psychological sensitivities that may then affect your health, particularly stress related issues. So it's all about managing your stress and your whole mental health. What
Mhm.
else? You have your Lord of the Ascendant, Mercury in
Was that?
Capricorn. The meaning here is that it's associated with chronic conditions and sudden illnesses. It can also contribute to mental strain, worry, or susceptibility to stress. So that's one thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so let somebody very, very stressed. Watch out for that. And then issues involving your digestive system, your blood, which is circulatory system, so that, and then inflammatory responses. Let's see what else. Mm, this is your sun in Aquarius is also the same. It's about circulation. Moon in Leo, again, it's about stress. Let's see your D6. Reproductive health and kidney issues. So I think we already know about the reproductive health. So kidney
Yeah,
issues,
yeah.
that that is difficult. So please watch out for that. Hormone imbalance comes with the reproductive issues.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, inflammation. I think those are all lumped together. Lymphatic blockages or fluid retention, because again this is all stress induced. So if you want to avoid like almost maybe 90% of the things on this list, you will have to work on the mental health aspect. So recommendation is stress management. So again, practice meditation, relaxation, whatever it is that helps you reduce your stress. And then for the inflammatory conditions, avoid excessively spicy or acidic foods. Acidic food and drinks. I have to insert the drink
No.
because I know that you like
No.
coffee.
No.
Oh, Myon said, don't be like me, Moshi, my kidneys. I already created cobblestones before. Not cobblestones! Oh no! Okay, so opting for anti-inflammatory diets may be helpful. You might want to research on that. I don't know what are in anti-inflammatory foods. Circulatory health, again, it's telling you to exercise so that you will have a good heart health, so that you can, monitor your blood pressure. And then um regular checkups, especially for immune related markers, so that in case that there are, you can detect them early. Yay! So those are the direct ones, but like let's
Mhm.
go with the more specific lifestyle change things: meditation and
Okay.
mindfulness, digital detox. Stop,
Ah,
limit, not stop, but limit your screen time. That's what it's saying.
no.
Because it reduces the mental stimulation, it calms the nervous systems. And then creative outlets. So pursue creative hobbies like maybe writing, music, or art, so that it could relieve stress. For your physical health, um, physical activity, a need for balance in physical activity. So, again, anti-inflammatory diet, foods like leafy greens, berries, nuts, and seeds reduce inflammatory triggers like too much sugar, too much refined carbohydrates, and processed foods. This is not me telling this to you. This is actually in your indications here. Exercise routine. Low to moderate cardiovascular exercise such as walking, swimming, or yoga that will support your circulation, but do not do intense physical workout because that would lead to
Mm.
exhaustion or inflammation.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
always has to be moderate. You can't do none of those extensive um,
Yeah, yeah.
weightlifting. For your emotional and hormonal balance, balanced relationship, consistent sleep schedule, and yeah, hormonal health. Consult your health provider, consult your doctor about your hormonal health. I am not a doctor. I am just your tarot card reader, as astrologer. Hello, not a doctor. Thank you. And then for your long-term health and responsibility, discipline routine, so follow consistent routines for your meals and exercise and sleep would help a lot. And then for your bone health, um, yes, exercises that are recommended are walking and light strength trainings. And then eat calcium rich foods to support your bones and joints. Because for some reason, there might be some issues down the line. So take care of your bones and skin. What
Yay.
else? Journaling, intellectual pursuits. We already talked about that. Yeah, that's all for your. Yay! And that is all for the questions. What can you say about this? Do you feel very attacked right now?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Thank you for following Potato Man. Um, we have just finished reading the birth charts of Moshi Vienna. So, did you learn anything new about yourself?
Kinda, yeah.
Would you like to share your insights?
I think with the business one
Mm-hmm.
part, it like unravels a lot, and because we're kinda onto it already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but we've got a few clients, but some of those clients kind of had to leave for the end of the year.
Mm.
So it's actually helpful, like starting with the startups and local businesses and all. So I'll keep that in mind. And also
Yeah.
like with the partnerships thingy, because the ones that I've been working for, like the business part, is more of a partnership. So I
Mm.
think, yeah, that works well.
Yeah, so look for someone who is good in business. That's what they're saying. Yes. Yay. So,
Hey.
are there like, do you have like more questions about what we already talked about?
More questions.
We will supplement it with tarot reading because like there are so many charts. So if there are
Okay,
questions, we can
okay.
do tarot.
How about for, like, I have some unfinished businesses, like unfinished stuff. So do you think I can finish it soon?
Let's see. Will the meow meow be able to finish? Wait, let me just take out my. Where are my card hands? There we go. I have my card hands open. Okay, here's the thing. You always have new things. That's why you're not able to finish it. So you
True.
will have like let go of these new things if you want to be able to focus on those things that are unfinished. You are the one holding yourself back. That's what the cards are
Yes,
saying.
that's true.
What else?
Hmm. Maybe more on the business. Maybe we can delve more on that.
Okay, so for the business,
Because I think I want to focus more on it
so
on the in the future.
do you want to see how your current business is going to go, or if you're
Yeah, yeah,
planning?
yeah.
Okay, let's see. So right now, the current business is not doing too hot.
Yeah,
Like
true.
there are issues. Also, I feel like you do not have all like the people that you're working with. You're not like in the on the same page on what your vision for this business is. Like you all have your
Mm-hmm.
own idea, so that's one of the problems.
Mm-hmm.
And like what's hindering it from what I can see is that all of you are more on the art side, and because like it's just full of that kind of energy,
Yeah,
more
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Venus type energy. So let's
Yeah.
see. Okay, for the past I can see that yes, there are things that ended. Okay, in the near future,
Mm-hmm.
in the near future, it's still going to be a little slow, but like it's not
Uh-huh.
slow just because it is slow. It's more of um, you as people are the ones who are causing it to be slow. Like if you want it to go further, you have to take more action.
Ooh. Yeah, yeah, I understand.
And then let's see. And a lot of you have good ideas, but the thing is
Mm-hmm.
that the ideas all remain as ideas and they're not really executed. So the root that's basically the root cause of why there's not much going on because the ideas keep on being ideas and no one is like moving to put them into reality. But there's
Uh-huh.
going to be, I'm seeing a new client anyway.
Okay.
Like, there's going to be something new, or at least there's going to be a renewal in the life of this certain business. Let's see what they have for the next year. First month, actually, let's see. First quarter, there's going to the new client. It's going to show up on the first quarter. Things are gonna go well.
Ooh.
But what I'm seeing with this first quarter client is that you might accept this client, but you're not prepared for it. So yeah, there's just
Oh
that.
my god. Oh my god. Parang alam ko na. Char.
Let's see. Second quarter, second quarter, I'm seeing like there's going to be like I don't know if it's people leaving or like there's going to be people who are not going to be there anymore.
Okay.
They might be like doing other things or they might be there
Uh-huh.
but they're not active because they're